Alright, so this is gonna be what, part 8, I believe. Part 7 was about repressed emotions and things like that. I think. Or was that part 6? No, I believe part 7. It may have been about repressed emotion, but I ended off with me being S.T.O.M.P, right? Where I also mentioned doing the negative with a negative, fighting fire with fire, right? There's certain situations where you gotta out positive people. You don't change, right, into it. It's not all black and white, right? Because they'll tell you, oh, stay positive. There are times where you have to stay positive but be firm, right? Unmoving. Because they'll make up a false positive. They'll bring you into the negative just so that they can pretend like they taught you it the right way, right? They'll tell you to do it wrong, and then you did it wrong after they told it to you. Then they'll come and correct you in order to say, yo, I trained him and this and that, right? They'll set up situations to sabotage you all the time. It's happened to me at multiple jobs that I've worked. I've had so many instances. That's what I was talking about at Cedar Point, right? Where I'm cutting steak the right way. He comes and tells me, Donnie, my guy, he was supposed to be my guy, he's doing his Mason thing, and he's like, yo, you cutting the steak the wrong way. Bro, I've been doing this same cut for weeks now. Why today are you telling me that I'm cutting it the wrong way? And I'm doing it the way Chef Corey taught us. Oh, you cutting it too thick. I'm measuring it properly. Scaling it properly. Okay, yo, you know what I'm saying? You being combative. Boom. All right. You do it. I'm cutting it the same size as now you doing that you just did. You can see, compare it. Oh, so you giving me lip, this, that, third. We gonna end up sending you to the patio. Okay, you want to send me to the patio? Send me to the patio. I'm gonna rock it out. Rock out the patio. We're gonna send you to the refresh station. Rock out the refresh station. Now you're having problems inside because you wanted to nitpick and try to humble me so that you could say you taught me to do it the right way. Boom. Inspector comes. Yo, we need Lewis to come and cut the steak. Why do you need me? I was doing it wrong, wasn't I? Now, when I came in, do you think that I changed the way that I cut the steak? No. I kept on cutting it. I was like, yo, bring Chef Corey to me. Yo, Chef Corey, this is how I've been cutting the steak. This is what you showed us. This is what I'm gonna do. Exactly. He's like, yo, just keep doing what you do. He looked at it, weighed it, everything. Keep doing what you did. But you told me this was wrong, and then you cut it the same way I just cut it. Season it the same way I tried to mimic the same way I was already doing it, and I was doing it. I actually showed you how to do it. You're following the way I see it. I'm like rubbing it in. I'm getting it in there. Like when I do it, I'm getting my hands dirty. I got the gloves. I could, get that salt, pepper, mix it in. Now he's trying to do it. You wasn't even doing that before. Y'all was just trying to salt bait. I'm getting all intimate with it. Now you're trying to get intimate like you showed me how to do it. But then you having problems with the health inspector while I'm outside. And then come and tell me to do it the right way. Right? I could have sat there and pretend humble myself. But why would I do that? That's just causing me more stress. That's me putting myself in the negative and beating myself like, dang, I was doing it the wrong way because you told me I was doing it the wrong way. No. Sometimes you have to be confident. They'll call that arrogance. Right? I'm confident that these people are MK Ultra me, gang stalking. I'm confident that I can pinpoint the script and everything, the predictive programming. I can do all of that. I'm not going to change it because that's what they'll tell you. And then you know how many people will sit there and be like, oh, this just last time I spoke to the counselor, he's like, this world isn't fair. Okay. So why are you telling me that it's paranoia if I'm pointing out the unfairness? That's all I'm doing. Okay, the world isn't fair. And I'm telling you that it's not. That's literally what I'm doing. Oh, but you be fair by not pointing out the unfairness. What? Because you might expose somebody and ruin their lives. Or their happiness that they get from ruining your life. Right? Don't expose them. Why? Why should I then be fair if the world is not fair? Right? Even though I was already being fair, why should I? But these are the ways that they try to gaslight you, right? They try to keep you in these negative spaces, right? He's sitting there dwelling on everything that I wasn't doing wrong, looking for things that I was doing wrong. So now I gotta stand firm. And then once Donnie brought me back in, What did I do? Okay, boom. You got a 900-degree flame going because the other person was trying to show out, like, yeah, I can make a big flame. No, you don't need to. You need to control the flame. And then you need to lower the racks if you need to heat it up more, or if you raise one if you don't want it to cook as much. Control sides. You can put multiple steaks on there and control. Have four on one side, or two on one side and two on the upper rack, and boom. Now you got four steaks going. If you need more based on the flow of the customers, put more. But you don't gotta overcook none. We didn't waste no steaks when I was on there. That was something I was proud of. Like, yo, boom, we cooking like exact. Even if we need to run both lines, all right, you measure it to, okay, we just gotta double up based on the customers, right? But you gotta stay positive. Because now he went and did something negative, and you multiplied the negatives by trying to force it. I could have came in there and been like, nah, I'm not gonna cut the steak no more because you keep on telling me I'm doing it wrong. Just brought my negative move with me. I was like, okay, I was right. I'm gonna keep doing what was right. Canceled out his negativity. Boom. I had to then show them how I could do it. Boom. They now the inspector lady who came and showed that we had a 900-degree flame. She's watching me cut the steak. You gotta cut it to the right portion, measure it to the right portion. Boom. Technically, I'm supposed to give you point 0.4, and I'm gonna do exactly that. Boom. I'm gonna cut it so that it looks like you're getting a lot, but you're getting point 0.4. Right? I'm cutting the proper portion. She's looking like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Is it properly cooked? Yep, everything is properly temped out. I'm gonna make sure it's not sitting for too long. Yo, can you swap me out? Boom. Before we go empty, once I see you getting halfway, all right, we got steak pans on two sides. All right, by the time I see you getting halfway, I'm gonna cut this other steak. Boom, you full. I don't want to cut that next steak. The other steak, I'm gonna push it to the back. I'm gonna raise up the rack. That way, it's not overcooking. Cool. Leave the other ones in the hot box. You don't have to have like 8 steaks out. And now we killed the line, and now you got 7 steaks still sitting there because you only took one. The other two are still full. You feel me? Because they got other food. Now you got too much product to mix. You feel me? Then you got to swap it out because it's getting cold. No, there's certain ways to do things. You know it right. You know you're right sometimes, but society will tell you you're doing it wrong, and then you switch to acclimate this wrong society, and now you're doing it wrong too, and you can make matters worse by doing it. This is why I believe the 2/3 thing, right? Even the righteous will fall because they'll sit there, you'll tell the righteous, oh, you're doing it wrong. And they'll go, oh, in order to fit in with society, I got to do it right by following society who's already doing it wrong. Now they've jumped up to their side. You can't beat them, join them. That's how they feel. Boom, you're going through all this depression. Now y'all all doing it wrong. And now you're going to bandwagon. You got this hatred building up like, damn, he over there doing it right. Because you on the other side now. You can see, okay, I was doing it right. But I didn't fit into society when I was doing it right. But I want to fit into society while we doing it wrong. But it feels better to do it right. But I can't because now if I go and do it right again, society gonna hate me. Now you see how society really works. Now you got a choice to make. Do you want to stay on the positive side? Do you want to stay on the negative side? You got to see the negative side, but then you can come back to it. If you're already on the positive, cool, stay on the positive. But once you see the negative, you got to dwell on it to fix it. You got to correct your mistake, right? And so you got to also, once you're on the positive, you got to understand the negative will attack you, just like in that instant. You sitting there, yeah, you got to have that dog in you. Da, da, da. Bro, I don't need to. I'm dealing with the customers in the most calmest, cordial manner. Yo, hit the bell. Yo, we got some fresh steaks. You know what I'm saying? You guys, can I get a yeehaw? You feel me? Just so we could slow down the customers. You feel me? And have everybody reset at their station. Right? That's how you got to do it. They want to rock with you. You got to understand the customers. You can have the foreigner who doesn't even speak to them, you feel me, who's going to talk crazy to the people on the line, and that's going to slow down the line workers, everything. The line cooks, you're slowing them down because they don't like you. They don't like working with you because you swapped me out to send me to the refresh in order to teach me a lesson that I already knew before you tried to teach it to me. Right? I got 17, right? But now you telling me it's 8. And I'm just like, nope, it's not 8. You send me outside. Come back in, we got to get back to 17. You see, you need that positivity again. I had to focus on the negatives and solve the problem for the negative that you were bringing. But this is what most people aren't going to tell you. They're not. And yes, I am ranting. That's why it's called the negativity rant. I wish I could do it all in one video. I had so many ideas that really I could have done it in like 30 minutes, but I keep having to chop it and then I think of more shit. You know what I mean? I'm glad. I'm just getting it out. These are all drafts. And I'll condense it into one eventually. Like, I think each video is going to be like 11 minutes now because that's where it cuts me off. But yeah, and I'm just like, yo, there's so many things. Like I said, therapy, me sitting here doing this rant video, getting it off my chest, sitting here having a coffee is more therapeutic than me sitting in front of somebody's face who I gotta sit there and know is like intention to see either distract me or gaslight. Right? I know when I go back to the shelter, I'm gonna get hit with the wazoo, you know, all type of scripts and Freemason. I don't really hear about Freemason. I don't. But I have to be aware in order to be discerning. Where I gotta, in order to implement my discernment, I gotta be aware of the negatives that's gonna be around me. Right? If you don't know it's a negative, you might fall for it. Right? You don't know Freemasonry is a negative. Dude who was doing witchcraft, who I posted his conversation, he's talking about, oh yeah, you know, I used to be on those Freemason, you know, web pages when I was on Facebook. You don't know it's a negative, you don't join it.